I am so heavy right. Well, I'm not so heavy right now. I'm just heavy for myself. And my girlfriend texted me today. She's like, "Did you reserve a room for our friends getting married in July?" And I just had this like instant epiphany, and I was like, motivation. Like
Yep.
I can wear a hot dress to that wedding if I can get my button gear. I've got like 4 months, just under 4 months, 5 pounds a month. That's doable. That
Yep.
is doable. Even
Yeah.
if I got down 15 pounds, I would be very happy. So there's a
Everyone knows
new dog in town.
everyone knows the point of a wedding is to show up and shame the bride by looking
Abby. I mean,
fierce.
I'm doing her makeup too, so I'm just gonna do it kind of shitty.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you want to sabotage her so that everybody's like,
Obviously.
God, your
Yes,
makeup looks so good. Unlike the bride, I don't know who got drunk and did her makeup. And you're like, I know, right? Totally shabby.
totally. Well, I can't be like super blatant about it. I'll be like, I'll just like give her a smoky eye, but I'll make it look like her eyes are a little bit downturned instead of like that pretty cat eye, but it'll be very subtle, so people are just like, huh,
You know what?
yeah, huh.
My eyes are naturally a little bit downturned.
A
So
lot of people's are.
if I try to do a winged eyeliner sometimes, I
Oh yeah.
literally look like I'm melting, like a melting candle.
You know what the trick to that is? Honestly, I just started doing this in the
Quit.
past few months. No, do it with your eye. Make sure you keep your eye open while you do it.
I always keep my eye open when I do it. I can't
Like
do it
the
any.
you don't close your eye to do it like this.
Uh-uh.
Oh,
No.
well, I keep mine. Oh, well, I didn't. I would close mine, and then yeah. Now I'm a pro.
This is why I don't do eyeliner. I can't do it. I suck at it.
Winged eyeliner is overrated anyway. I'll do it
Sometimes
occasionally.
when I'm in the middle of doing my makeup, I'll be blending out eyeshadow and I'll just think to myself, I don't have any idea what the hell I'm doing. And this looks like garbage.
No, your makeup never looks like garbage. Here's the key to that: blend, blend, blend. When in doubt, blend and blend and
But
blend.
then it stops looking like a color and it all just looks like like in the 80s, I went up to my eyebrows with the eyeshadow, like one taupe color up to
See, I
my eye.
have hooded eyes, so I kind of
So
have
do
to do
I.
that anyway. I'm gonna take my glasses off because there's a glare.
I'm going to take my glasses
Oh,
off.
I
Just,
can see my hooded eyes.
I can't see a damn thing now. I took my glasses off. So all I can see is like a
You're
blob.
cute. I've never even seen you without glasses.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
See, I was
Yeah.
looking over there because,
And also, you do have nice eyebrows, especially for losing your hair not that long ago.
yeah, I actually, here's a secret, gals. I actually dye my eyebrows.
Oh,
Mm.
girl. But there's still hair there. You can tell. Her. You
Yeah,
got
no,
her.
there's definitely hair. I mean, thank God, because when I had no eyebrows, I felt like a frog person. But
I did a lady's makeup that had had chemo. She was just starting to get eyelashes and brows back in, and I did false eyelashes on her. It was so fun. Like, well, this is awkward. You look like that lady on Monsters Inc. You look like the
Roz,
lady. Yes.
turn in your paperwork, Wazowski.
Wazowski. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's who I feel like at work because I'm always yelling at people because they're never doing their jobs. That's not kidding. I'm kidding. I love my job.
Oh
Kidding. In
yeah.
case.
Also, I need to hear hello. No,
Oh
hello,
no,
hello.
it goes. Hello.
I'm so glad you clarified that. No one I know does that.
I
I was like,
tried.
no one does that.
I tried typing it phonetically, like exactly how she says it,
I
but I
know, and
can't.
I was really trying to read it like, and I almost asked you to do it again
It's almost like
because
I
it was
didn't take
like,
my
heh.
glasses.
This is phonetic. Hello.
Oh, nah. Well, like I had a couple
Hey.
people I know that used to answer the phone like that, but it like, and I'd be like, why do you do that? It sounds like you're exasperated, like you've just had this rough day, and you're like, hello, or
Hello.
you're like punchlining a joke or
It
something.
sounds like she should be like from the Bronx, maybe.
It's very bizarre,
Is that
very
a
strange.
Bronx thing?
No, it's almost like a Midwest thing, I think, because I know other people that have done that. and I don't get it. Like, I
So do
answer the
you
phone,
say
hello? No, that's not how I answer. That's a lie. I usually
that sounds like you're really confused. Hello?
hello.
What is this thing? Is this thing on? Hello?
Hello? Hello? Where am
Where
I?
am I?
What planet is
Jing.
this?
I answer
No,
the
but
phone. I don't
go
know,
ahead.
but I'll tell you this. My mom, all growing up, my friends would be like, "Is your mom mad at me?" Because she greets people this way. She's like, "Hello?" I'm like, "Mom, it's really easy. It's just hello.
Right.
Like, how hard
That's
is that?"
is that how you answer the
Hello?
hello?
Well,
Hello?
no one answers like that anymore because first, if I'm answering a real phone, I'm at work. So it's thank you for calling, blah, blah, blah. If I answer my phone, well, I guess I do say hello when I don't know who it is. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
If you think about it,
Is it
answering the
me
phone,
you're looking for?
I was about to say that. If you think about it though, answering the phone with hello is strange. You
It
know?
really is.
It's like you don't say hello well, I do. So if somebody will like
Or
I do
hi.
this I do this awkward thing where like if people like say like hello or something I'm like hello, like I don't know, I say I'm so ridiculous whenever
Hey, I'm like a hey or a hi
sometimes I do it in like this weird comical voice, and every time I catch myself and I'm like, why did you just do that? Like,
because it's
why are you
awkward. Greeting
the
people
way
is
you
awkward.
are?
Same as phone conversations. They're awkward. Greeting people's awkward. All of it's awkward. Talking to
Yeah,
humans in general can be very awkward.
I like the way that Hispanic families answer the phone, and that is bueno.
Bueno, like good. That means
Yeah,
good, right?
they answer the phone with bueno.
Good,
Yeah, I
good.
don't know. I don't know
Doesn't
why.
make
I don't know why.
good.
But when I was in high school, well, shortly after high school, I knew this girl, and she used to say that her dad, who was Mexican, his dad would answer the phone and he would go, bueno.
That's adorable. I want to call him right now.
I know.
Do you think you could?
Yeah, we should. He's probably busy though. So
Bueno.
I guess we'll just get on with our podcast then.
Fine, fair enough.
Speaking of all of my awkwardness, first of all, let's do a little housekeeping and get this out of the way, guys. And we just want to thank you guys for tuning into the live on Instagram if you were there with us.
And
It
if you weren't,
was
then whatever.
if you weren't, then nothing. You get nothing. You
Actually,
stole
it's
Susie.
recorded.
Yeah,
Oh, my favorite. Yeah, it's on our it's there. You can listen to it even though you
yeah,
weren't there.
it is there, so you can listen to it if you're gonna give us some BS excuse as to why you couldn't make it. You can go listen to it like all the other people, I guess.
And then feel
Uh,
free to leave a 5-star rating, please and
yeah,
thank you.
please do. After we insult you and imply that you are not worthy of listening, then go ahead and leave us a 5-star rating. We also announced that we launched merch. Get your "Shut Up, Susan" shirts today. I really love that shirt. I'm gonna order one for myself, I think.
I'm ordering the mug. Did you see my mug?
Yes, I did, and
Okay.
I think it's adorbs.
You approve?
I do approve. Yes,
So yeah, Kristen designed everything and I designed one mug. So
she
go buy
designed
my
that
mug.
mug, guys. Buy Emily's mug.
Actually, I really didn't design it
Put her
because
heart and soul
Kristen
into
already
that
had the
mug.
design. But we needed a mug that said "Shut up, Susan" too, so I insisted that I make one this morning at like 6:30 in the morning when I was
Yeah,
awake,
and she texted me at 6:30 in the morning with a bunch of instructions, and I was
which was
like,
early 5:30 her time.
"Girl,
I hope you
I,
didn't.
I
I didn't
need you to
wake you
settle
up.
down."
Did I wake
No,
you up?
my
Okay.
alarm woke me up, and having a cat by my face woke me up.
Okay.
So
Whew, good.
I hope that I was sufficiently crabby because I had just woken up. So
I wouldn't
whatever.
know because it's texting.
Yeah, sometimes you get like a vibe via text though, and you're like, okay, she's clearly
Mm,
having a bad day, life.
not this morning. Other times maybe.
Oh,
I
oh.
don't. I don't really know. Honestly, I can't think of anything
Well,
off the top of
were they on purpose or weren't they? I guess you'll never
my head.
know.
Because busy. I always just think they're busy. That
Oh,
person's busy.
if I ever say something and I sound bitchy via text, it's probably just because I'm an awkward human being and like sometimes things that I think are funny, like, don't read as funny to other people. Or sometimes I over explain, like I'm doing right now. So,
Yeah. So
um,
anyway, go buy some merch, and Kristen needs
yeah,
a new laptop. So that's
yeah,
our sponsor a
that's cool.
child. It's her laptop.
It's me. I'm the child that you
Yeah.
need to sponsor because help me, I'm poor. So
So
also, um, we started a Patreon. Speaking of sponsoring a child,
what?
I don't have any idea what the hell I'm doing on Patreon. So if you guys
You
want to
did
give
finish.
us money for no reason, I
Did we
am
ditch
fully.
the coffee? Is coffee gone?
We haven't ditched the coffee, but it might as well just go away because I didn't really know how to use it, and I don't think anybody else did. So just go to
Okay.
Patreon.
I do know
Forget
how
we
to use
ever mentioned
Patreon.
coffee.
No, I mean, yeah, we're transitioning.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's lots of rewards there though. Check them out,
Yes. And we got
including
some fun
discounts on
stuff.
merch.
Oh, discounts on merch. And we've got a
What?
lot of cool merch ideas coming up. I think you guys are going to love. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
And, the usual. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. And let's get started, I guess. Let's start this show, shall we?
We shall.
And hold on, and you're going to hear some music for a second.
Ooh, look
Ooh.
at you. I don't
There's no
hear it.
music playing right now, but
Oh,
I'll edit it in later because
okay,
I'm
that's fair. I thought you were actually
editing
gonna play it.
music.
I love that song though. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, welcome to Mom Spaghetti. I'm Kristen.
I'm Emily.
I'm talking into a mic right now, and I don't even know if it's recording. I'm just having faith in Emily.
She's having faith in my plan. And we hope that it provides some audio listening pleasure that's better than any before.
Right, because neither one of us are tech geniuses, although Emily
No.
seems to know a little bit more about the tech side of it than I do.
I disagree with that 100%. But this thing, it's just because the other night the podcast sounded good from the Zoom recording that you sent or that you put on iTunes sounded good. And I feel like it's because of we didn't have a delay. So whatever. They don't need to know all
Yeah.
that, but we'll figure it. If you like this, if it sounds extra good to you, maybe leave us a comment on Instagram or something.
Yeah, or message us and tell us how great we are because sometimes we
Words of
feel like shit about
affirmation.
ourselves. Yeah.
Fair. Mm-hmm.
That's just one of our quirks is that sometimes we need to be told how great we are. Speaking of quirks,
Bum, bum,
Emily,
bum. Ooh, you just pulled an Emily.
I did. Is
Nice
that what we're
transition
calling
there.
when we do a good transition now? We're pulling an Emily.
Well, we could say another verb, but pulling seems to be. I don't
I
know.
like it.
That's the one. Okay, I pulled it out of my.
Oh,
Eh,
you pulled an Emily.
I did.
Excellent transition.
Yes.
Uh,
So we're gonna name this, we're gonna do clickbait, obviously, and this show's gonna be titled something with daddy issues, but we will touch on that.
yeah, definitely. I have them coming out the wazoo, these daddy issues. I totally get it.
So I was
What
actually,
what is a wazoo, by the way? Is that supposed to be your butt?
I think your butt.
Okay.
A nice kid friendly version is saying butt, because butt is
Okay.
not kid friendly.
Well, now I'm gonna say wazoo whenever I'm referring to my butt. I would
I
like
hope
the
that you will.
wazoo butt lift. Oh no, the Brazilian wazoo lift.
You wazoo hole. Hmm? So I have the same ring to it.
I said the wazoo butt lift.
I know, I like oh the wazoo lift. The wazoo lift. That's Brazilian.
Get that Brazilian wazoo lift so that I can have that Kardashian wazoo.
I think Brazilian and wazoo they're redundant because I think the word wazoo is actually Brazilian, so I don't think you need to
Oh,
say them both.
well, I'm gonna, because I like the way it rolls off the tongue.
Okay, fair.
Anyway, we're talking about quirks and little idiosyncrasies and just stuff that you wouldn't think that is necessarily related to weight, but probably is. And the reason we're talking about this is because Emily asked me a question earlier today that
Yeah, I
made
did.
me think.
It was
What'd
like
you ask
20
me?
minutes ago.
I thought 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So what
And I
did you ask
asked
me?
her if she has, I guess I asked you what your thoughts are on clutter because I think that clutter affects my weight.
Yes. And I do agree with that 100%.
or or I was kind of thinking like clutter is the same thing as my like I don't consider myself like necessarily like I don't have the binge eating disorder, but I go in spurts of like eating like a mad woman for sure.
Hmm. Well, right now I showed you that picture of this pile of clothes that I am some reason holding on to in the
Hmm.
corner. Don't fit me
Hmm.
anymore. And the idea was I was going to sell them on like Mercari or Poshmark, and I do have some of them listed, but the truth is, like, I've been really entertaining the thought in the last couple of days of seriously just putting them in my trunk and giving them to
Hmm.
Goodwill just to get rid of them.
So because we're poor guys, hint hint, go buy some merch.
Or go to
I do this
Patreon.
or go to Patreon. There's so many ways. Buy some Teamy tea,
Or
okay?
just give me some money, whatever.
I mean, P.O. Box. So we both have a lot of similarities in that department. I often sell things on Facebook Marketplace. I haven't sold anything on Mercari yet, but you did inspire me. And then after a while, if it hasn't sold or like people, people send you messages and it's like, do you want this or not, dude? Because I don't want it
Oh,
sitting around my house. Neither of us have
I
big
know.
spaces. So that's another factor. But it's like finally I'm like, no, I don't care what I can get out of that. It needs to go. I'm sick of looking at it. And I don't have
Yeah.
place to store it.
That's exactly what I'm feeling right now because, like, I'm not kidding you. I had a jean skirt on Mercari and I got like three separate messages saying, "Can I see the back of the skirt?"
No, it's not worth it to me. It's like what? Probably $15, right?
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, $15. No, you cannot see the back of the skirt. Do you want this $15 skirt or not? If not, go to the store and buy a fucking $30 skirt and you can look at the back your damn self.
I know that it would be easy to just put up a picture of the back of the skirt, but at this point I'm
No.
being stubborn and I'm thinking it's like maybe not even $15. Like it's like
Yeah.
10, $15. Like it looks like
Mhm.
the back of a fucking jean skirt. What do you expect to be on the back?
Well, no,
Do you
no,
expect it to
no.
say like bootylicious on the back or, you know?
I can go there with a jean skirt because pockets on jeans are very important. So
Not on a
you
skirt though.
you don't want them to be like, maybe, but I still side with you, and there's no way I'm taking the picture of the back of the skirt. And then
Right.
for you to say, no, thanks.
I
No,
know. You're not gonna buy it. If
no,
you know what, give me a 5% down payment and
exactly. If you put a deposit down on that skirt, I will totally take a picture of the back of
I
that
want
skirt.
you to sign something saying you're gonna purchase this skirt if I go through the trouble of digging it out of this pile and taking a picture of the back of it.
Seriously. So yeah, it's trouble. It's troublesome running these online garage sales, but we have to do it because we need to get rid of our stuff and we need money.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it's worth the hassle sometimes, but usually not.
so my issue, it's like if I even start talking about this, I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm in my room right now. I have a recliner chair from my cousin from when I had my tummy tuck. She lent it to me, and like so she has a piece of furniture like stored in one of her barns at her house for me. And I'm afraid like if I try to give this recliner back to her, she's going to try to give me that piece of furniture, which I have no place for. So I like really don't say anything about it, but I want this damn thing out of my house. My room isn't that big. And then I'm just realizing this. I've had my bed like this for like probably 3 years. And I realized that my room is cluttery because my bed's in a weird spot. I have to like go around my bed to get to my closet. So everything
Mhm.
ends up on my bed because I don't want to walk over there. It's a pain in my butt. So anyway, I have this epiphany. My whole room needs to be arranged. And I really think it's going to be perfect, like fine. But I was so like in that feng shui. Do you get caught up in that sometimes?
I mean, not I never got caught up in that, but I do get the idea that like it sounds like you're very similar to me in the fact that when you get an idea in your head, you have to execute it
Mhm.
immediately,
Yes.
swiftly, and with
Yes.
no distraction. So, like,
Yes.
if somebody were to, like, for example, if I want to change my room around and Dan were to be like, I'm going to take a little nap first, I would be infuriated. Like,
I know this from the short time that we've known each other because you'll say, Emily, will you go do this? And then the next thing I know, you're doing it. But I love that about you. And I am like that too. When I have something in my brain, I'm like, let's just do this.
I can't help it. I'm very type A.
I like
Um,
that.
I'm very just obsessive, sort of. So when I get something in my brain, I have to do it. So
What
like,
is type A? How do you define that?
I just feel like a type A personality is just like just a very aggressive sort of deadline meter, and
Mm.
just somebody who just sort of goes for it. And I mean, I call myself type A, and I am a little bit introverted, so maybe I'm not a typical type A, but I'm just very driven. Like if I
Okay, yeah.
say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it as soon as possible. And I'm very meticulous. I'm very detailed, and that's just
I
part of
so
my.
I think that's those are all type A characteristics. I always associated it with like my grandpa who was like militant about housekeeping and like so that's why like if you can relate to my clutter, I'm like in my head I'm like you're not type A, but that's not necessarily true. It just might be that my mom like pegged my grandpa as type A and so everyone, like everyone who's type A
Yeah,
has to be like an uber clean freak. That's my mental definition of it. Anyway, he would like be vacuuming the house before we would leave because basically he's wanted us to get out and he's just sick of the clutter. But
yeah. I think that if I had nothing else to do, like if I were at home more, I would probably be more concerned with, getting rid of
sure.
clutter and keeping things meticulously clean. But like I'm very busy. I'm always doing something. I
Yeah.
I can rarely sit and do nothing. Even when I'm watching a movie or TV,
Same.
I'm like doing digital art, or I'm, messing with something for the podcast, or something for something. I'm messing with something.
Have
And
you
like,
ever have you ever like thought like how to like I know people that will like stay home and clean. Like, oh, I can't do that. I have to clean the house. I'm like, huh?
I totally
Uh
understand that actually. I would do that. I would
I mean,
definitely.
so now I'm 40. Things are changing and now I could see myself doing that. Like, no, I don't need to go do that thing because I want to have a day where I'm just getting my stuff. I could see that, but like 5 years ago, 2 years ago, no way.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
doing
I
this.
probably could. Like the thought of like getting a bunch of cleaning supplies the night before and knowing that the next day I'm just going to spend the entire day
No.
talking to nobody and cleaning the house. That's like a
Can't do it.
dream come true. I'd be like, yeah,
So I have in the past, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I have a cleaning lady, and there's no shame in my game. I don't care. I don't care that I'm sort of semi-poor and a
you
single.
order your groceries, you have a
Yep,
cleaning
I'm
lady.
bougie.
I didn't realize you were a princess.
I mean, I'm just saying, and couldn't always do this. Like, I'm finally at a point where I make a decent amount of money at my job. So I pay a lady to come clean my house every 2 weeks. And you know what? It's worth every stinking penny to me. She does things that I wouldn't do.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, like clean my shower. I would clean my shower, you guys. Are you ready for this? I can't wait. This is like makes me laugh because somebody's like skin's gonna crawl. I'd clean my shower like twice a year, no shit.
Um,
It's
I
real.
get I get a little bit obsessive about cleaning the shower, but it comes in waves. Like all of a sudden, I'll be like, I can't take this, and then I
Me
just
too.
go ape.
Me too. Yep. And
Oh,
I get a toothbrush and yeah, if I get it in my head,
yeah,
I'm all over it. The toilet, I will tell you, I would clean the toilet much more frequently, but I
yeah.
mean, that's
Well,
easier
you
too.
also have you have two teenagers in the house. One of them is a teenage
A
boy, right?
tweener, a tween.
Still, same thing. They're both
Yeah.
messy,
And a teenager.
stinky,
Yeah.
hormonal,
And we
awful
have
creatures.
hard water, and I feel like
Oh,
that,
so do we.
yeah, it's
So do
gross.
we. Yeah, I have to put vinegar, Meyer's Clean Day vinegar soap in my dishwasher.
Oh, that's
Because
cool.
do you get that like weird white film on your plastic dishes?
I don't have a dishwasher.
Oh, sorry, can't
That's okay.
relate.
Well, that's
I didn't realize
why
every star of this group.
I mean, speaking of Jeffree Star, he comes into the restaurant where my ex-husband works frequently because his boyfriend's parents live here, like
Are
in
you
my
joking?
town, like down my road. I'm not even kidding.
I would probably shit twice and die if he walked into the restaurant while I was there. I adore
Lily
Jeffree
wants,
Star.
Lily's like, Mom, if Jeffrey's at the restaurant someday, can we go there? And I'm like, immediately like, no way, because I
Oh
wouldn't
my god,
want,
yes.
I just
Yes.
don't want to be that girl that's like, like, I don't know. I'm not a celebrity like hunter.
I get your point.
Oops, sorry there. Dropped you.
Ow. She keeps dropping me, you guys. She kept doing this to me the other night too.
Like it's hot.
Yeah, she was just dropping it like it's hot. Nice ceiling fan.
Oh, it's so hideous. Oh my god. It's a real ghetto over here. But yeah, so anyway, getting back to the real topic here. Oh, what was I gonna say about it? Oh, like when I have clutter in my life, I feel like I have more of a tendency to like go crazy on my food consumption because it's like everything in my life is a little bit chaotic. Does that make sense?
Right. And you're like, who cares? It's all a mess anyway. Sort of. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how
exactly.
I feel money
I
wise.
gotta
Like,
listen to you like this
why? Why?
because I have to charge my phone
Oh,
and I don't want the audio to pick up in the mic.
oh, okay.
We're gonna
Um,
have to make sure our phones are fully charged for this process.
I'm charging mine right now, so I don't even know if this is recording, truthfully.
It says it is.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I feel the same way with money. Like when I'm
So,
financially triggered is when I start to go off the rails with food. And it's just
yep.
like it's comfort. I'm comforting myself and I'm trying to not panic.
I'll like want to go out to eat a lot too, like with the kids and stuff like that, which I can sort of eat healthy when we do that. Actually, I was really proud of myself. Dylan and I went on Sunday for a walk in town and took the dog and stuff. And I got him ice cream and I was like, I'm totally getting custard actually. Like I'm totally getting custard. Like there's no question in my mind. Like and I actually was like, it doesn't even sound that good. It's probably gonna make me feel, it's gonna do the death spiral.
Awful. Right.
Yeah. And
But you just wanted it because you wanted it.
I wanted it because I was at the custard place, and how long, how often does that happen? And
Right.
yeah, talking myself out of it. I had a lick of his,
Yeah. That's
just
good.
like she wanted
Awesome.
to.
I mean, I don't know that I'd have been able to resist it, honestly. But you just said something that sort of made me think about, like, you said, how often does that happen? And I just it kind of triggered something in me because for me, like, so much of my binge eating and things that I feel like I can't control is sparked by this almost like a compulsion, because I feel like if I don't get it now, when am I going to get it? And like I have to get
Oh
it while
heck yeah!
I can. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah.
anything pumpkin spice flavored. Oh, it's limited edition. I have to get it, and it's like maybe I didn't even like.
I'm like that. I am 100% like that. Like especially around the holidays, we talked about this with like the Ferrero Rocher and
Yeah.
people. I'm big with free food at
Mm-hmm.
work. Like if let's say my boss was like, yeah, I'm buying everybody lunch and it's going to be like I say I'm being really like good on my eating and he's like, yeah, I'm going to buy like you all get macaroni and cheese piled high with bacon and cheese and all of these things. And I would probably feel like I had to say yes because he's buying me lunch and I have to.
Right. Even
And I
if you're
want
not
to.
hungry or you don't even really
Oh,
want it,
totally.
like you're compelled to say yes, like you have to get it.
Yep.
It's so crazy. Like, and I don't know, because my therapist, I've talked with her about this before, and she brings up the fact that children of households that maybe weren't so healthy would, or if you had like addicts or alcoholics or whatever, typically in my household as well, there was neglect. So it's like when you don't really know, when there's no stability and you don't really know when your next meal is coming, or, you start to kind of overcompensate for that, I think, sometimes, in addition to comforting yourself a little bit. So I think
Mhm.
that for me, I'm like, that whole get it while it's here mentality, I think that's where that comes from a little bit, is this sort of worry.
Yeah.
Because like you said, how often does that happen? And the truth is, we have cars, we're adults, it could happen anytime we want,
Mhm.
like,
Not
so
pumpkin
it's like,
spice though.
yeah, no, not pumpkin spice. Unless you find like something on clearance at Target like 3 months later.
Fair.
But then I have to tell myself, you know what? Next year there'll be even more pumpkin spice items that you
So
can
true.
put in your face.
No, that actually, you're 100% on that. And I hadn't really thought of that, but I have thought of other things, more emotional stuff, like where it's like you take what you can get while you can get it.
Yeah.
Emotional, like love from my mom was a big one. It's like, and food was a way that she showed love. I've said this before. So I think that's probably a big thing for me, is like, I better do this right now because that's
Yeah.
how I feel love and I love myself, or it might not last. A big thing, this isn't weight related, but it's just kind of along the same lines. My brother and I both have this. If we're around people for like him and I and my sister-in-law have done, we've like, I go on vacations with them and we also go to visit them for like weeks at a time because they don't live here. And both of us have this issue where we think, I'm over it, I think now, but after like a couple of days that someone's going to get sick of us and blow up, because my mom would like be fine, be fine. And then she'd like, if she was with us for like 3 or 4 days in a row, she would just like go like blow up about something, like rage
Yeah.
on us.
Yeah.
And like, we like, and it was us, we felt like it was us, it was our thing. And so ever since then, it's like, I feel like people are going to get sick of me and not want me around. So I
Yeah,
feel
me
like
too.
go along with that. Really?
Me too. Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, when we were down in Florida, like I was like, I don't know, because there was talk of eventually maybe going down there permanently, and I was just like, I think your mom would like probably not want that. And he's like, why? And I'm like, well, because that's what people do. They get sick of you. And he's like, what? Like it just didn't occur to him that that's like a,
Dan's mom was there?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So but my mother too was prone to those rages, and it's because she was bipolar. She was also narcissistic. So she would freak out over little things because it
Yeah.
was always a huge deal and scream at the top of her lungs. Unfortunately, I was an only child, so I kind of caught this rage by
Yeah.
myself, but I totally understand the feeling of like after day two, you're completely walking on eggshells. Like, oh,
Yes.
yeah, no, I don't want to be a burden, and that
Oh my gosh,
behavior in
that's
and of
my
itself
biggest
is so
fear.
annoying.
Yeah, one
you
of
know,
my hugest fears is like imposing on anybody, and I know it stems from that. Like,
yeah,
I don't ever want to overstay my welcome. I have a hard time, even like if I don't know someone very well, even if I do and they invite me over for like something that's sort of intimate, I really shy away from it because I'm
yeah,
afraid of things.
yeah. Well, like I would never dream of like going over to somebody's house and like just opening their fridge like I'm at home, and like I would never. That's like I don't do stuff
I
like
have like
that.
two people that I would do that with. That's about it.
Yeah, yeah, like maybe certain people like my brother's house or whatever. And I know I said I'm an only child, but I mean I meant I'm my mother's only child. My father had.
She's full of crap, you guys. I'm sorry.
I just make this shit up as I go.
She's a fraud.
I'm a total fraud. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Irving, remember him?
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't want to say.
Basically. Yeah. No, thank you for not calling me out on my lies previous to now.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I'm I'm also an over explainer. I don't know if you guys caught that or nobody probably even gave a shit, and then I
And
started over.
now they do.
And now they
Now they're
do.
honed right in.
So that reminds me of a meme that I saw on Instagram yesterday, and it said, "Oh, it was like a Twitter post that somebody put, and they were like, yeah, thanks, guys. No, you know that oversized pore that I had on my nose? Yeah, well, don't worry. I spent the last 20 minutes messing with it, so now it's a giant raw patch of skin that everybody notices."
Ew. That's sad. I've totally had those too.
right? Where you just like you're like, oh man, look at that. Is that a blackhead? And then like 20 minutes later, it's this puffy red welt on your skin, and you're like, cool, everybody at work is gonna see this tomorrow.
Well, you can't leave a blackhead. I'm a
No.
picker, so.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I feel like I have dermatillomania when I'm anxious about something.
What's that mean?
That
I
is
can
where you pick,
guess, but
you
oh,
know,
I'm
you pick
such a
your
picker.
face. Yeah, me too.
Oh, I only pick it if I need to, but like Lily has blackheads and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's inherited her dad's skin, and I love it. Like I like to. And she's like, so now she'll have like a little zit in her face, and I'm like, do you want to get that? I can't stand. I can't handle like
I
leaving it.
know.
Well,
Oh
it's so
man.
satisfying. But so the other day she's like, I'll get it. And I watch her.
Yeah.
I'm a whack job. She goes,
No.
can you not watch me? I'm like, but it's so satisfying.
Yeah, I literally, and this is the tea on me, guys. I watch Anilsa Brown on YouTube.
Is she the
She
pimple popper doctor?
No, I can't stand her. She's
Oh,
annoying. Anilsa uses Q-tips, and she's actually an esthetician, and she is
oh,
just super soft spoken, and she has this method where she uses Q-tips. I don't know if you're like a pimple popper fan and you watch Dr. Pimple Popper. She uses a fucking scalpel for
yeah.
like small pimples, and like uh, yeah, you're getting out that stuff, but now this person has like a bunch of holes in their face because you like
I
did a
can't watch it. I don't know what it is. Like I can't like I think it has to be like my family member for me to watch it. Otherwise I get nauseous. Is that weird?
um no, that's probably normal. I'm probably the freak that
No,
sits there and
my
watches
one of
popper
my best
videos.
friends does it too. I
I mean,
have
there's
watched
certain
a
ones you can't
couple.
watch. Yeah.
Oh, I watched one that, yeah, I don't want to gross people out because I think
Yeah,
there are
no.
people that are very disgusted by this.
Yeah, we won't go delve into that, but I will say this. If somebody's talking to me and they are relatively close to me and they have like a blackhead on their face,
Oh, I can't
don't
take my
expect me to retain any information that
a
you're
white
relaying
head would be
to me.
worse for me.
Oh my God. Like, yeah, both of them. Either one. I'm not
Yeah.
going to
It's
retain
like
a damn.
I want to accidentally like brush up against your face right in that just so I can pop it for you.
The whole time we're talking, I'm thinking, is there any possible way that I could just attack that and make it look like
Is
an
there
accident?
is there any world in which that's appropriate?
No, what if I ask them permission or drug their
Somebody is somebody is dry heaving in their car right now as we speak.
lunch?
I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys, we got off on a tangent
We
there.
did.
That
But
never
we
happened, so forgive us.
so I'm sorry. Yeah, you're experiencing a first on the Mom Spaghetti
I
podcast.
know, unprecedented.
But I don't know how to reel that one back in
I don't either because I
to.
forgot what we were talking about.
Well, the
Oh,
fact of the matter is,
yeah,
what?
go ahead. No, we were
No, no,
talking
no.
about
The fact of
crazy
the matter is
mothers.
that we. The fact of the matter is that there's so many things that you don't realize affect your weight, and I didn't realize until I don't know, years out. I actually just watched a video. Somebody left a comment on a really old, almost 3-year-old video of mine. I went back and watched it. Lauren Losing posted an Instagram post, and she posted like a couple of years ago where she was pretty buff, and then she's put on a little weight. I can't really tell, but she's like, at the end of it, she's like, motivate yourself. And I was like, yeah. And like, no kidding, So I have been thinking about what I looked like 3 years ago. That was at my lowest weight. And the video popped up, someone commented on it, and she's like, oh my gosh, you're tiny. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm like 30 pounds heavier than that right now. But yeah, I was tiny. And started watching it, and man, like, I was like, that is very motivating. Like, I would love to look like that again. And I gotta remember how well my mindset was. So like having that video to watch was pretty cool because I talked about what I was eating, like how I was working out. Like, I just gotta like tap into that girl. But that girl was, now I'm really off on a tangent, but that girl was like just kind of recently out of a relationship that like hurt the shit out of her, and I wanted to like
It was your
look
revenge
good.
body.
It
Yeah.
was totally my revenge body. Although after a while that like diminished, but like it strung me along for a while, and
Yeah.
I don't have that now. So it's
Nothing
like,
motivates you like wanting to show your
oh
ex what he's
no.
missing.
And I got
Yeah.
to actually, I really got to do it too. I got to go to this wedding that him and his girlfriend were at, and I looked damn good. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
sugarcoat it. I looked damn good,
His
and
girlfriend
it was a good
probably
moment. Oh,
felt like
she was
shit about
pissed.
herself.
She
Yeah. She
hates
was
me.
probably like, why did I wear this stupid dress? I look like a bag of potatoes.
Or just, why does that bitch have to be here? I think might have been more of.
I think she was like, why does that sexy bitch have to be here?
Oh, that's all I could hope for.
Yeah, that's probably the conversation that took place. And yeah, I mean, we both have about 30 pounds to lose then, because I'm roughly 30 pounds to goal, like 26 or 27, but I'm going to round it up to 30.
Fair.
And I've been doing nothing but self-sabotaging this week because I am in my feelings about everything. So
And we decided that that's ridiculous, 'cause you have
yeah.
nothing to be stressed out about.
Right. I mean, what do I have to be stressed out about? It's not like somebody, oh, yeah,
Oh, murder.
murder. Yeah. And I know you're thinking it's not appropriate to joke about, and you're correct.
And you are 100% right.
That is all.
I know there's no following that up
I can't
to
even
go.
justify it. I'm a
Nope.
fucking weirdo.
Don't do as we say, not as we do.
Yeah, do as we say. So on that note, go to Patreon. Okay, okay. All right.
Back to me making money. Or at least scraping by. Have you heard
Yeah.
her laptop, guys? I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
if you've ever grown up near an airport, the only way I can describe it is when like a plane goes overhead and just shakes the entire core of your
That's
being and you don't notice it anymore because it's such a commonplace thing. That's what
what's
happens with that.
happening.
Yes.
I'm gonna
I
start
grew up
her
near mid.
GoFundMe page.
Yes. It would be the second GoFundMe page that has ever been started for me. But the
Oh,
first one was because I had cancer. So people were probably a
because
little bit more apt to
yeah.
help me out. Now I'm
Well, I'm
just poor.
gonna I'm gonna lead with
You
Kristen
guys
had a
know
murder
she
in her
had
family.
cancer, right? Oh, I
Oh,
thought you
that
were.
too.
I
No,
mean,
that's actually I think the cancer one's better. You tapped it. And
you
then
think I'm allowed to make jokes about cancer? I had it.
I
I'm
completely
gonna make jokes
agree.
about it forever.
You
So
should.
I do
And
every.
I'll just ride those jokes coattails.
Yeah, and you can be like, haha, yep, she sure did.
She sure did. Uh so yeah, I sit here in this cluttery room thinking about the fact that it's just easier to like track calories and count calories and stuff so back to the clutter thing. Clutter equals chaos like in your mind.
Right.
Like the more videos I watch about organizing, which I don't know if it sounds like you're more naturally organized. I'm very much not. I used to blame my mom.
I'm not.
You're not? Well, I used to blame my mom that she didn't teach me. And I think part of it is that, and not to say like it's my mom's fault, but like my mom really didn't like say, well, this is how you organize things. And I think my mom has a natural knack for it. But I do not, my brain doesn't work that way. If I see a mess, I don't know what to do. Like, this is going to sound silly, but I don't know where to start. I don't know. I have to break it down into steps. And if there's a, messy room, I have to break it down into sections. Okay, there's a square, like mentally, kind of like when you vacuum. At
Hmm.
least that's what I do when I vacuum. Anyway, it's like, I have found over the years, like watching YouTube videos and stuff and learning how to organize, I feel so much better and like such a load lifted off, and I can like conquer the world when things are organized. Does
No,
that
I get
sound
it. Yeah,
corny as hell?
absolutely. Absolutely. I think we put so much stock into stuff like, oh, once I organize this room, my whole life is going to change, and it's
Sure.
so similar to that whole diet culture mentality where you start this new diet and you think, once I start this diet, my whole life is going to change. It's that same
Well,
thing.
I do think it's the same thing, except I do think too, though, actually does do that for me. Like it just, I used to read this blog because I've always struggled with being clean. Like I remember a time with my ex-husband, we would just leave our dishes from dinner till the next day on like the table. Like, is that not whack? Like, I just didn't, like, I was in my early 20s and that just seemed like acceptable if we didn't feel like doing it. And then I would do it the next day. Like, I wouldn't dream of doing that now.
Yeah, no, me
Uh,
neither.
but I would read this blog and it said, the one thing that you want to do every night is make sure your sink is clean and like scrubbed and shined. And then you get to get up in the morning and then you go in your kitchen and you have a clean sink. I don't do that because I don't have a dishwasher and there's just no way I can keep up constantly on the dishes. But like the counter in my kitchen next to my stove, I try to make sure it's always cleaned off before the next morning.
Yeah.
And that it does. It's like I walk down there, it's a nice open space. I feel like I can start my day. I know it's weird, but
No, it's true. And I heard the same thing about making your bed is just make sure you make your bed every
I do
morning when
make
you're
my bed every day.
I go through phases with that. Like sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Like right now things are so out of control and I'm eating like shit and I'm just not taking care really of anything like that. But I think once I get rid of these clothes, my whole
Yeah.
life is gonna change.
Same. See, and no, this is true that when I get my room reorganized because it's just it just doesn't have any flow. I'm not all into the feng shui thing, but like I put my bed in a certain spot. It says that your bed should be opposite your door. Well, there's not a lot of space between my door and that wall, so
Yeah.
it's super awkward. And then there's a closet on the other corner. Not that you guys need to sit and visualize my room, but I there is a flow to things and there's just no flow in my room. It's ridiculous. And I realize like it's causing all these issues. So when I move everything around, I'm not kidding you. I think it's gonna be life changing.
Well, plus it's like a change that just sort of it's like a domino effect almost. Like you make one change and you see that you're capable of making that change and you've accomplished something and that starts sort of a chain reaction. Like once you see you can
Yep.
accomplish something and you got it done, that's when the dominoes start falling and you can switch it up and start making other changes. So like I totally understand that because that's when I feel like that switch gets flipped for me when I can start making better choices. So now I'm
When you
inspired and I get rid of all those clothes.
Yeah, you probably should if they're not selling for a while. I mean,
They haven't. No.
I have to do that. And you know what else I have an issue with is like when someone leaves something in my house and I have to give it back to them.
Yeah.
I don't know where to put that stuff because I will
Yeah.
always forget it. I
Yep.
don't know. Anyway.
I literally have a bag with DVDs that I borrowed like 2 years ago sitting right here because when my friend comes over, I need to give them to her.
Oh my gosh, I have clothes and shoes from a friend that I borrowed 3 years ago that I still haven't returned.
We need to get our lives together. Like
We
this
need
is
more Adderall.
yeah, tell me about it. But this, you know what? It's good to think about things this way because I feel like a lot of this stuff, even though it's all sort of related to our weight, I feel like a lot of it translates over into the way that we're eating and the way that we take care of ourselves. Like making a small change
Yeah,
and accomplishing that and seeing that you're capable of doing it is the best way to start. And whether you're just starting out or you're trying to get back on track, just make the small change and then watch the dominoes start falling. You don't have to go in balls to the wall like I'm never doing this again or I'm always going to do this because you're setting
hmm
yourself up for failure. And you want to, you know, just do the small shit. Like take care of one thing per day. And I feel like, that's something I could apply to my own life as well is to just take care of one thing per day because then you don't have to sit down and think about this giant list of stuff that you have to get done because it won't
yeah,
be as daunting. Now, if the
yeah,
pounds would come off too, that would be super helpful.
yeah.
One
I'm
pound.
like trying to go back to basics and like because my brain tells me, well, no, you need to do low carb. You need to be on 20 grams of carbs or less a day. Well, I haven't been eating like that. So like for me to go and like, hey, if that works for you, please by all means do that. For me though, like if I start doing that, it's just gonna be like a recipe for disaster. I'm gonna get mad at myself. So I'm like, what did you do when you first started this whole like low carb thing? And it's like I just stopped eating like the breads and the cereals. So I'm just trying to go back to that. And
Yeah.
then like and I would even have like a piece of dark chocolate a day. Like I wasn't super strict about it. And so I had a piece of dark chocolate today. I had fruit. Like you don't usually eat fruit when you're doing low carb, but I'm doing those things because I'm coming off of like eating a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to keep it simple and track. But if I don't track, I'm going to go back to, did you eat these things? No. Okay, cool. Feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
And
sound like a man.
also, also, as far as picking an eating plan and going with it, like, I mean, we're all going to be doing this for the rest of our lives, and you have to do something that you can easily, not easily, because nothing is really easy when it comes to dieting or however you're eating, but something that is reasonably sustainable. Because if you go on like this hardcore diet and you're doing all this crazy shit, there's going to be a point where something happens and you're not able to keep up with it. And then, that's when, potential regain happens and
Mm-hmm.
maybe you don't reach your goal. And that's kind of a recipe for disaster because then we start getting really down on ourselves. And so I guess my point is be reasonable, make small changes, and start being more mindful of the things in your life that might be contributing to weight gain or not losing, and also might be directly tied to not losing or weight gain. And I think, what is that saying? Like cluttered room, cluttered heart, cluttered mind, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I know clear hearts, full hearts, clear eyes, full hearts can't lose.
Yes,
Friday Night
that's it.
Lights. Friday Night. It's
So,
true though.
if you
But
know what the hell I'm talking about, please let us know. DM us or something and let us know. It's something about
no,
having a
that's
cluttered mind and a cluttered room and a cluttered heart and just cluttered. Cluttered.
um yeah, and I want to say we should offer a challenge. Offer up a challenge. Challenge.
Oh,
I'm going to do this. It's going to be to you too. And then you can challenge me back. But my challenge is for you and the peeps. Start making your bed every day this week. I've done this challenge on my YouTube channel and people responded very well. Start making your bed.
okay.
Try to make your bed. Commit to making your bed 5 days in a row. And is
Okay.
that feasible? 5?
Starting tomorrow?
Kristen's
Well,
like, I'm
no.
not doing this.
No. Starting the
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Monday that this comes
Oh,
out.
okay. But for you, tomorrow morning. I'm just kidding.
You know what? Let's
You.
let's kick it up a notch. Let's say we're going to challenge you guys to make your bed every day in April.
Oh, dang. You're harder than I am.
Yeah,
She's
that's
mean, you
right.
guys.
I'm cracking the whip because I'm type
Okay.
A. Yet.
Let's give them a little leeway on the weekends, okay? I think we should do
Okay.
that.
No. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine if you want.
I mean, I personally would not. I would just make your bed every day, but
Oh, she's trying to sabotage you guys. Don't take the bait. Just make your bed every day in April.
this is kind of funny though. I just Googled, I can't let it go. The cluttered mind quote, and this is not it, I don't think, but this is funny to me. If a cluttered desk is the sign of a cluttered mind, of what then is an empty desk a sign?
Hmm. Food for thought.
I mean, it's because we're really smart. We're cluttery.
Oh yeah,
That's what I take from that.
I'm very cluttery. Like my desk at work is atrocious and my boss comments on it all the time and I'm like, "Would you rather that my desk is empty and it looks like I just don't work here? I'm just like being paid to sit here like an actor. Like, hey, I work here, but
I'm
I don't have
pretty good
credentials."
with my desk because I hate paper. So everything's like, but if you're like looking at my computer now, although that's
Yeah.
pretty organized too. I've come a long way, guys, from like leaving last night's dinner dishes on the table
And
to,
haven't we all come a
I
long way?
mean, I'm embarrassed to admit that, but
No.
it happened. And I know like I was not in a good place. That was when I was heavy, and I have changed a lot of things with weight loss surgery. I have cleaned up my clutter. I like put more effort into my appearance, which I realized I could have been doing that when I was heavy. Like I could have put extensions in my hair and liked them and worn done makeup in a certain way and gotten more into fashion, even though we all know that plus size fashion choices blow. But
Yeah, unless you really enjoy Paris and the Eiffel Tower because they
yeah,
slap that shit on everything in
and
the
the
plus
huge
size.
pink and purple flowers.
Yes, exactly. All right, guys. Well, you know what? Thank you for listening. We didn't talk at all about daddy issues, but I'm
I was
still going
just
to put
thinking the
it
same
in the
thing.
title of this podcast anyway
Do you want to
because
throw one in there? Did one daddy issue?
no, I don't.
She doesn't want to be vulnerable, guys. I don't either. I can't think of one.
We'll talk about it in another episode, but I'm certainly going to put it in the title of this
Perfect.
podcast.
Clickbait.
And right now, everybody's going to be like, "You liars!" And you know what?
Wouldn't be the first time.
I've been called worse by
It had been
better,
too.
and better by worse. I don't know how that goes either. Look it up, Google it, and DM us. Okay, guys, I think that's
Okay.
all we're going to say. Don't forget to buy your merch. Get you a Shut Up Susan shirt because Susan's a nosy bitch and she needs to be
She
put in her
is.
place. So
She needs to
think
shut
about
the
that.
up.
Okay,
Yep.
good night. Love you
Thanks for
guys.
listening. Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.